So what are we looking at here? What do we have here?
We are looking at the next second generation of Samsung's Nuon-Enhanced DVD player.
Now, what does it mean to be Nuon-Enhanced?
Nuon-Enhanced means a couple things. The first thing we can actually do is we add greater functionality to a normal DVD. So this is a normal DVD we're playing here, and we can do things that make it a better DVD player.
Without it being a special DVD or anything?
Without it,
so just any DVD I rent at Blockbuster?
Right, that's the first stage of it, is just making it better for DVD.
Okay.
And some of those things that we can do are, this is the menu screen. Now normally when you go to a menu on a DVD player, you have an overlay on top of it. You can't really see what's going on. Samsung has used this technology to make very enhanced and interactive menus that allow you to still see what is playing on the screen and at the same time have complete control of all the player and all the setups.
Okay.
And also it's a very nice menu. It actually can look better through the use of Nuon technology.
Okay.
Some of the other things we can do is this player has actually a 15 times zoom. Most players on the market, some have 4, some have maybe even 5, but we can actually go in 15 times.
Well, it doesn't look like you can see a whole lot at that sort of zoom level.
Actually, we can. We can actually remain relatively clear. Let me go to another chapter.
Okay.
We can actually get something a little better. I'm not familiar with this title as much as I'd like to be. Let's see here. We'll stay there. Let's go in on a fish here. As you do get closer, it does depend a little bit on how it's authored.
Okay.
Scroll down.
So you're controlling this all through a little remote there, right there?
Through the remote.
Okay.
Now I can also play while it's zoomed.
Okay.
So now I'm zoomed in and I'm playing, not a problem at all.
You're getting motion sick.
Yeah, you can. There is a point where you can get too close to a zoom, but actually the main functionality is you have enhanced control and we can zoom anywhere we want. Some of the other things we can do, and this is actually a perfect scene for it, it has a very smooth rewind capability. This is actually going backwards.
Okay. Yeah.
Usually when you go backwards on most DVD players, there's a hitch to it.
Right.
So this is just seamlessly smooth, especially at its price range for this type of player.
Okay, and what other features does Nuon provide?
That's a good question. As we move down, the next thing we do, this is called Virtual Light Machine, or VLM. This is a regular CD, just like this regular DVD.
It's a visualization, kind of like a Winamp visualizer.
Exactly. You have 150 different effects that you can do, and it's a fun feature. It's not something necessarily that is going to sell the player by itself.
But it's cute.
It's cute, and people like it, especially at retail. It's fun to watch. It's different. It's unique. The next thing we can do as we move down is we have gaming capability.
What kind of games?
The games are more family-oriented. They're not what I would call hardcore games. We are not the next generation game machine. Nuon doesn't do that.
So there are special Nuon games that you buy?
There are special Nuon games you can buy. They price range from about $30 and lower. Relatively inexpensive. They come in actually DVD cases and say DVD interactive. People who are really into games and are hardcore gamers, there's a lot of great platforms out there and that are better in graphics capability. But somebody who is really a movie buff, who isn't necessarily going to buy a game machine, this gives them the opportunity to get into the game realm.
Again, like the visualization, a cute extra, as it were.
Yeah, it's not the main focus. It's still very much a part of it, but it's certainly not the main focus. Our graphic capability that Nuon adds is still very good, but it's certainly not the cutting edge of some of the newer products that are going to be on the market.
How many games are available for Nuon?
Right now there's 3. However, we just came out with the games about 30 days ago.
Okay.
We'll be having about 5 games come out every quarter.
Okay.
So it'll be a good number of games. The final component of it is what we call there's movies that Hollywood is developing that are enhanced especially for Nuon.
And what does this give them?
Well, first thing you got to know about it, though, before I tell you what it gives you, is that actually the Nuon-Enhanced movies will still play in a normal DVD player.
Okay. So they're not exclusively Nuon.
It's not exclusively Nuon. That's very important for retailers and also
obviously
for everybody, actually, because you don't want to have to figure out, is this a Nuon title or a non-Nuon title?
Exactly.
But if you have a Nuon machine, you will get enhanced features such as places where you can actually, it aggregates contents or puts little short stories together of contents. Our first title out is going to be Bedazzled. This Stigmata is actually a proof of concept, will not be necessarily a release title.
How many Nuon-Enhanced DVDs can we expect to see by year's end?
You'll expect to see probably about 20 to 25 by year end. We are doing title selection now with 6 different studios. I can't tell you the studios, but Hollywood is very excited about it because enhanced features are very nice and it adds to the product.
What kind of enhanced features can you provide?
Enhanced features will be such as director's commentaries that can actually pause the movie and not just actually talk straight through. Actually have chapter digests that instead of going to the chapter menu and having a fixed screen is actually a plain menu. We can do scaled video where we actually can scale it down and actually have streaming where it actually has overlay of the content. Some of the things are already being done by movies out there like Men in Black, but the problem with it is it costs a lot of money, takes extra time for the studios, and it's hard for them to do. So really the advantage is that we give Hollywood a very simple tool to do these types of things easily without having to do 2-disc sets, which actually in the long run will bring it down.
Okay, so it sounds like Nuon is basically a DVD platform with quite a few enhanced, cute little extras.
Correct. There's a lot of portions to Nuon. Not one of these by themselves is necessarily a key selling point.
But all of them together make for a pretty cute, compelling platform.
Especially when you put it to a DVD player that is really reasonably priced.
Well, what does reasonably priced mean?
At this $249 for what we're looking at right now.
Okay. And is that available today?
Nuon is available today. Samsung has had the first player out, which was a DVD N2000. This is the second generation, which will be out in, I believe, in April timeframe.
What's the difference between the existing Nuon player and the upcoming Nuon player?
The second generation player has more effects on the virtual light machine. It also will be able to do MP3 capability and read CDR, something the first generation could not do.
So you can stick an MP3 CD in and it knows how to play it?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other MP3 or internet capabilities?
The internet capability will actually be an extra box that will be added, and you'll be seeing that probably by year's end.
Would you in some senses consider this unit to be competitive with the PlayStation 2 since it plays games, it plays DVDs, it plays audio CDs, sort of competing to be the set-top box that everyone has on top of their TV?
I don't really see it being a competing thing. PlayStation 2 is a very good game machine. We are aiming as a DVD side of it. So I would say that we're coming at different sides, where the Nuon enhancement adds a great DVD player and gaming.
It's a DVD player with games that it can also play games versus a game machine that can also play DVD.
Right. It's a different angle, and actually I see them coexisting. DVD Interactive is really the next level for everyone.
So what do you mean by DVD Interactive? You say like that's a standard? Is it a standard?
What we're looking for is actually a lot of the retailers are not carrying the games in the game section. They're actually making a DVD Interactive section next to your DVD titles. As I said earlier, there's a whole group of people who are not going to buy a buy a game machine. They're not interested in that. But if given the opportunity and they have a DVD player, which they're going to buy anyway, numbers have shown that they're going to buy a DVD player. If they can buy Monopoly, if they can buy Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they will buy a software title. They may not buy as many titles as a game machine because that's not its primary focus, but it's still certainly an area that adds this complete entertainment. So in that regard, maybe we are vying for the same spot, but I still see Nuon-Enhanced DVD players as really a center of your home theater system.
Now, these enhancement standards, like making a Nuon-Enhanced DVD or having your DVD interactive video games, are these open standards that other companies can implement, or are they exclusive to Samsung?
They're not exclusive to Samsung. We do have other partners who are using this technology. Toshiba is using this technology. Oratron, we have announced. Also LG Electronics, which is Zenith and Gold Star. So there are other companies. Samsung just was a little more visionary and actually did it first. Because of that, they have a little bit lead and will be coming out with the second generation faster than everybody else.
Is Nuon a subdivision of Samsung?
No, Nuon is Nuon is part of a company called VM Labs.
That also makes VMware?
No.
Okay, sorry.
VM Labs, actually, we are the ones who actually designed the MPEG processor, the chip. VM Labs also is using this in set-top boxes to do video on demand, to do streaming. Anything with really an MPEG capability or that, you'll see Nuon eventually be at the heart of. and that's the broadband will be the next stage for us.
And Samsung has just happened to first license the Nuon technology, which is why you're at the Samsung booth.
Exactly. Samsung have been innovators in this technology and want to position this as next generation DVD.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks. Good question.